Namaste. Namaste. It is so good to see you. And if you've been practicing with me lately, you know that I'm really appreciating this lying down. And so go ahead and get yourself situated. And you can place a blanket underneath your head if that feels good. And maybe even a bolster up underneath your knees. I'm going to do this, actually practice, to make sure that my voice still projects. So let's just take a little bit of time and settle into the earth, getting nice and comfortable here. You can place your hands on your belly today. Yeah, so nice. And take your focus right into your tailbone, into your pelvis, and take a big breath in. And bigger breath out. Then just notice how your bones begin to sink right into the mat. And just appreciating this sense of arrival. You've rolled out your mat in your home sanctuary. And here we are for 75 minutes, exploring a gentle yin yoga practice. Allowing the breath to replenish you with each inhalation. And dive a little bit deeper into relaxation on the exhalation. And notice the sensation of belly rising like a wave, helping you to feel light, lifted. And then notice as the belly contracts, it's almost as though you're riding this wave of deep peace, restoring your nerves. The nervous system so many times can be at this flee, run, fight. And I know that sounds drastic, fight or flight. It's just an action, right? An activation, if you will, to the system. Whether we're enjoying what we're doing, or whether we're really excited or nervous or anxious, the nervous system still gets quite activated. And it's when we lie on the earth and when we take our foot off the gas that we can just surrender here. Invite the breath to move through the body just a slight bit deeper, slower. Notice that you might even be raising your vibration here. For you veterans, already dropping deep into a state of meditation, not worried about the future, not anticipating a thing, content to lie back and just be. Scan your body from the tip of your toes, moving up, legs and pelvis, belly and back, shoulders and chest, throat, head. Notice if you're clenching through the cheeks or the jaws or the buttocks, and just see if you can dive a little deeper, like marinate into your mat.
In today's practice, we're going to explore and just sort of have fun with those 6 degrees of movement in the spine. And those 6 would be twisting each way, the side bending each way. And then of course we have the yummy forward fold, the flexion of the spine. And the opposite of that is a little mini back bend where you're really extending and opening the front body. And we'll do all of that. Nice and slow, no rush. We'll explore our edge together, not pushing, just allowing. Beautiful. Notice your awareness and breath beginning to sort of be like a concert, together as one, like a perfect marriage. Breath and awareness. And slowly, maybe set your props aside, flip over right onto your belly like a little yogi pancake. We're going to start out with a very simple neck stretch. You will be on your belly. Your arms can be up in cactus arms, like so. Relax your legs. You can tuck your arms into your sides too if that feels better. Beautiful. And then just sort of rock your body on the earth a little bit. Let the entire body find its way into stillness and comfort. And go ahead and stay in this position. I'm actually going to prop up on my elbows because I found something that I want to read to you. And I wanted to wait until you're deeply relaxed. And I'm going to be sharing this in an upcoming blog, and I think most of you are on my mailing lists for blogs. The person who said what I'm going to share is Sarah Powers, and she's a very prolific author. She's also the woman who coined the term yin yoga. She's pretty brilliant. She was recently interviewed, and the interviewer said, "So Sarah, how are you coping during this time?" And here's what she said, and this is why I wanted to share it with you. Coping is not even in our sphere right now because this is living. In fact, we, for a very long time, feel like anything could happen at any time in terms of a reality that no longer looks stable or being the ground of physical support. I've trained early on looking at the nature of reality through both yoga philosophies and Buddhism. Coping tends to be something where the present should begin to look like the past. The best way I know how to dance with life is not to compare the past and what was to the present and what is, in order to assume that we'll get back to how it was before. And she goes on, but I'm not going to. I'll send it to you. And so we've been in this simple neck stretch for about 1.5 minutes, and we'll be here for another minute or so. And just finding the relaxation in the neck and the throat, and just being content to be still. Notice how the breath can truly replenish you. Let each exhalation drop you in a little deeper into the practice, a little more contented. And just allowing this ease and grace to permeate each and every cell. in a moment. I'm going to ask you to just look straight down. So you're going to move your head just a smidge, forehead down on the mat, and begin to rock the forehead side to side. You might feel quite fragile here. You guys know that the fragility is pretty normal. Slide your hands out in front of you, resting on your elbows, just enough to take the sternum up off the mat. Tuck your chin so that you're looking way down at your own chest. And envision a string of pearls here. Envision the string, you guys. That's the ligaments, the connective tissue. Chin is level now. Inhale deeply, inhale. Exhale, drop your head back and just explore your edge. You're never wanting to push. Extension of the cervical spine, opening the throat chakra, purification. Offer up the breath. Chin is level now. I want you to look over your left shoulder gently. Little twists, so important. Wringing the spine out. Cervical spine. And gently, slowly, deliberately looking over your right shoulder. And just explore. Maybe you can see your feet. Maybe not. And other way, look over your left shoulder again. Slow, very slow, mindful motion. And slowly twist over, and you're looking over your right shoulder, exploring and getting very curious about sensation, about breath. And look ahead, and then I want you to spend a little time with the little side bend, right? The ear seeks the shoulder, left and right. And just investigating. Beautiful, you guys. Just sort of circle your head around a couple of times. Any kinks, notice the newfound freedom. Beautiful. And we're going to rest on our right ear, right cheek. You can tuck your arms right into your sides, or your arms can be up in cactus arms. Looking off to your left. And we'll be here for another minute and a half. You guys are doing great. Stillness and time is the magic ingredient. And breath, of course, just is frosting on the cake. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. And just allow your body to ripen into the earth. And turn your head nice and slow. Don't worry if you're fragile. An easy rock. Nice and slow. We hold poses and then we move. We hold poses and then we move. Slide your elbows out in front of you. Not the full sphinx. Just enough to take your sternum. And then I want you guys to move in your own time. And just try to remember the 6 degrees of movement. Looking up, looking down. The twist. Looking over each shoulder. And of course the lateral flexion where an ear drops down to the shoulder. And we'll take at least a minute here to, on our own time, get very curious. Maybe you'll smile, big goofy grin, as Greg Riley says, for no apparent reason other than you feel so good. And filling and emptying the lungs over and over as a moving meditation. And just exploring your capacity for gratitude today, beginning with you. I feel so happy I rolled out my mat. I am taking optimal care. My mental body, physical body, energetic body. Calming the nerves, soothing the soul, just taking precious time for you. And don't forget to look up. It's the one that we don't love, and so we usually don't do it. And it's needed extension. And beautiful, you guys. Inhale deeply, inhale here. Come on up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, exhale as you find your way into child's pose. Let your hips sink back onto your heels. Extend your arms way overhead. Spread your finger bones wide. Let your chest drop down. Relax the shoulders. The forehead might meet the mat. You can always rest on the back of your hands or perhaps use a block under your forehead. Draw the breath in, slow, smooth, and deep. Let your exhalation just sneak away. So slow, so steady. It's the exhalation that really taps you into a deeper state of relaxation. We'll be in this child's pose for 1 more minute. You have a mindful awareness and breath and body. You don't have to move just yet. We're going to move in about 20 seconds. You guys can just listen. The spine right now is in flexion, nice and rounded, opening the back body. And we're going to move and we're going to open the front body. So we're coming into Anahatasana, sometimes known as puppy pose. All you need to do here, you can keep your elbows down on your mat. Raise your hips way up high over your knees. I usually back my knees up just about 4 or 5 inches and then open them just a little. And if you guys watch, I'm going to really just drop down. I'm going to drop my rib cage down. I'm going to drop my chest down. I'm going to do this slowly. I'm not going to keep looking at the screen because that's dangerous for my neck. I'm just going to curl my forehead in. And you notice this back bend here now, right? And 1 or 2 of you might be able to rest on your chin. Be very careful. Most of you won't like this. You just let the chest seek the mat. Open through the armpits. Spread your finger bones wide. Feel the energy in the arms. And let your back body just be still. Opening with the time. And relax all the muscles. And just a reminder, muscles don't help at all in the yin practice. Those are yang tissues. They contract and respond to repetitive rhythmic motion. The yin tissues, these connective tissues, respond to traction, tension, and stillness. Delicious, joyous, generous inhalations, followed by steady, smooth exhalations. And inhale deeply, rise up to your hands and knees, and we'll play with cat-cow here. So you're going to pull your hands in underneath your shoulders. You can tuck your toes here if you want. I like to tuck my toes, that doesn't matter. You can rest on the tops of your feet. Start with an exhalation and round the back, curl that chin in. Beautiful, and then inhale nice and slow, yeah. Look up, open the throat. This is extension. Feel this. Maybe pause there. And then slowly exhale, rounding. I'd like to make this more about breath and just let the spine be. All of your focus is on the slow exhalations and inhalations. The spine will go along for the ride. It will release. It will relax. This should feel so good. Beautiful, you guys. From here, now I do want you to tuck your toes. Maybe extend your hands out a little bit. We're coming into downward facing dog. You're going to raise your hips up nice and slow. And your body's going to look like an inverted V. You can bend one knee here and then the other and just sort of be. I'm going to stop looking at the screen because I don't want you to either. It's too hard on the neck, right?
So you're looking up at your belly. And if you're on your hands and knees, that's fine. We're just going to spend a tiny bit of time here, just exploring the dog. It's a great pose. You can feel this in the backs of the hamstrings, backs of the knees, your calves, Achilles heel. Relax through the shoulders, spread your finger bones wide. And then tippy toe your feet coming up to dangle at the top of the mat. Using any blocks you might need, using books, paper towels. You guys can even have your blanket here, right? You can bend your knees a lot here. You can even have your hands. Yeah. So a lot of bending if you need to. You're not straightening your legs unless you have that gear. And you find the dangle that works for you. Your feet can be a little further apart. It's quite a bit easier. Your feet can be side by side. Maybe a little sway. A little tidbit, I never come directly right smack into stillness. I always sort of find my way. It only takes me a few seconds, but I'll settle into stillness. I just need a little lubrication, right? And we'll be in this dangle, you guys. I've got my eye right on the second hand. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. See if you can lose your mind completely here. We just passed the 1 minute mark. Perhaps investigating what can you let go of. So many times when we get asked that question, it has something to do with the mental body, the thoughts that seem to grip like barnacles. Maybe we can just delight in the breath and take our practice into complete meditation and just thoroughly enriching the breath, allowing the pose to just be. And there we are at the 2 minute mark. I want you guys to bend your knees a lot and curl up with an inhalation. Inhale, keep coming up. And I'll probably lose you guys completely, but that's okay. You're going to spread your wings out, yes. And then exhale, you guys are going to come right back down into your dangle. Bend your knees a lot. Inhale, come on up. Sunrise breath. Exhale, come on down. We're going to stay down and dangle. I want you guys to come into a pyramid pose. You can watch me if you need to. You're just going to step your right foot back about 2 feet. Your toes face in the same direction. You are not walking a tightrope, so you're going to move your right foot over, probably about 3-4 inches. And you're just going to allow your torso to dangle right down over that left thigh. Shake your head no and yes. You can use blocks here if you need to underneath your hands. And just let the pose be. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to change. You're practicing sukha. Inward satisfaction. Draw the breath in through the nostrils, so slow. Arrive at the top of the breath, pause. Exhale, empty the lungs. Explore the pause at the end of the breath. And we're going to switch sides, walk up right foot, nice and gently. Step back left foot, about 2 feet apart. And you're just going to very slowly drape down, yes, over that right thigh. Take your time. Again, you can have blocks here, or you can just come on down. Just 15 more seconds, you guys. Breathe in, breathe in. Breathe out, exhale. Walk up with your left foot 2 feet side by side. Bend your knees a lot and curl up like a little baby fern. Uncoiling, let your head come up last. Reach up, extend up. Palms connect overhead. And then we're going to come on down into a squat. I'll face you guys here. Come on down into your squat. Here you go. Yeah, and if you need to sit on your blanket or a block, whatever you need, right underneath the sits bones, just make sure it's nice and sturdy. If your knees and feet are tracking out, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure your knees and feet together. Otherwise, you might want to try being parallel. It's a little more difficult. You can place your elbows inside your knees. Spine erect, so you're not leaning way forward. Your spine is as tall as can be. This pose, probably up there with one of the most beneficial yoga poses, you guys. Nice. You're just settling into your depth. I was going to say comfort, and some of you might be like, what? So this is yin. This is not restorative, but we do have that coming up, right? In yin, we're really exploring our edge, and the purpose is to heal the joints, to moisten the tendons and the ligaments with synovial fluid, to rediscover mobility, not necessarily flexibility, of course, is a byproduct, but this is all about movement, freedom in the joints. Restoration is when we soothe the soul completely. We hold poses for about 20 minutes, 18, 15 minutes. We're buoyed and supported by blankets and pillows. So yummy. And the yin practice really helps. Builds our patience. We can deal with a little discomfort pretty easily. Close your eyes and go within. And turn yourself over to sensation. Relax. You can do it. We're actually going to hold
the squat for 1 more minute. You can do anything for 1 minute. Relax the knees, relax the ankles, relax the spine, the pelvis. And then relax your mind. You guys are doing great. The breath moves freely, deeper, slower. Really delicious sensation of breath. Beautiful, you guys. Come on down. Come on down. Don't break anything. And roll onto your back as slow as you possibly can. Very gently. You're going to round the back. You're going to pull your knees into your chest. Reach up around the shins. Set your head and neck back down on the mat. Let your knees just rock side to side. Delicious, delicious, much deserved massage. You can roll your head side to side too, you guys. And take your time here. A little rock, a little massage. The lumbar spine gets tight. It's the highly ligamented, the most highly ligamented place in your whole body. Yeah. Hold on to your left knee, clasp your hands all the way to the webbing. Send your right leg long. Yeah. And then relax your right leg. And swish your feet 10 and 2. Relax. Tuck your chin. And pull that left knee in. Avoid the rib cage. And pull that in. You might feel a little bite or pinch in your hip. Just don't go to extreme pain. And just settle. Naturally, just settle. Release your left knee, slow. Elongate that left leg down very deliberately. Pull the right knee in. Clasp your hands all the way to the webbing. Pull that right knee in. Avoid the rib cage. You might feel a little pinch. You guys are doing great. And settle in. Tuck your chin. Elongate the neck. Allow the ease of the yin practice to wash over you. Ease and grace. We stay very present to the present. The state of being where ease and grace just emerge so naturally and easily. And switch sides nice and slow. You're going to pull the left knee in, send your right leg nice and long. Relax your right leg, pull that left knee in again. Clasp your hands all the way to the webbing and then settle in. Notice, for me, there's a big difference. We only held each pose for 1 minute. A lot of relaxation in the hip flexor where that leg meets the torso. If you had jeans on and you were reaching down for the pocket, the change.
Yeah, you can even take your right hand and just sort of give yourself a little massage there. And just mindful awareness of your body, of your breath. Body-mind begins to really sync like a perfect concert. Body-mind, one, in the same place, at the same time. And we finally learn to let loose of all the thought, all the worrying, all the planning, all the what if. Release your left knee, nice and slow. Send that left leg down. Slowly, compassionately pull right knee in. Clasp your hands. Notice the difference. Body becoming pliable, mobile, freedom through the hips. Pelvis relaxed, tailbone heavy. Mind softening. Eyes relaxed. Face relaxed. Great, you guys. So nice. Release your right leg. We're going to come into banana pose next. And so you're going to elongate your body and you're going to reach up overhead. Now this action of reaching up overhead, for many of us, it's like, oh, ow, in the shoulders. I get it. If that's the case, just prop your hands up on a bolster, on some books, on a pillow, rolls of paper towel, something. And once you get your hands up, you guys, then your shoulders can sort of soften here. And we're going to move everything. You're going to move your legs over to the right. I feel like I'm going off the screen. That's okay. And then you're going to take your upper body and arc that over to the right. This is banana pose. And so you're putting this C shape, this nice lateral bend in the left side. So you can cross your left ankle over right, if that feels good. Your hips are anchoring down onto the mat, as are your shoulders. Sorry, guys. There we go. Noise is my doggy getting settled in on the blow-up mattress. I'm down underground. It's cold down here like a wine cellar. Settle in here, you guys. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. And when I'm in this pose, it feels like there's not much happening. But if you think about it, from the armpit and even the triceps, the upper rib cage in a nice C shape, right? You're opening the space around the heart, expanding that side rib and waist, and even the outer IT bands, right? Left side. And just sink. Let your body really sink consciously. Ask your body to release, to let go, to unwind. very slowly, so slow, straighten your body out on the mat. You're already so elongated. Stretch even more, fingertips as far from toes as possible, like that good morning stretch. And then bend one knee and then the other. And reach up over the shins, pull your knees into your chest. And now I want you to kiss your knees if you can. Squeeze, squeeze, right? Head and neck come off. You feel this energy. I want you to just tune in. Keep your eyes closed. Nothing to see, you guys. You're just trying to kiss your knees. You may make it, you may not. It's quite young. Just feel tension behind the neck, upper back, belly. And now take a deep breath in with me. Exhale. Keep your knees in. Just set your head down. Back down on the mat. Rock your head side to side. Just keep your knees in like a little hug. Rock your head. Release the neck. And just dive deeper into breath, into relaxation, into your mat. If your mat was a memory foam mattress, let yourself fall down into it. Starting to feel really dreamy, spacey even. Just spacey would be good. Let your body go long on the mat. Extend arms overhead. We're coming into banana on the other side. You're going to arc your feet over to the left and your upper body over to the left, anchoring those shoulders down. You're not coming onto a fetal curling on your side. I see some people do that. So just staying flat. There you go. And just sort of moving in your own time, creating this lateral C shape in the right side body. You can cross right ankle over left if you'd like. Rediscover your breath. If your mind has started to wander, no problem. See if you can just rediscover the depth of the breath, the length of the breath, the joyousness, the generosity of the breath. When I come to the mat, sometimes I like to just get really curious, like what's going to be going on today? Is my mind going to jump around? Will I be able to stay with the breath? Just get curious. What's going on? And just accept whatever it is, all of it.
energetically, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. We're quite complex beings, right? We can try to simplify on the mat. Straighten your beautiful body out. Just be. And let's come into a little starfish pose. So from above, it looks like the letter X. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. I know you guys love this pose. I love to watch when I'm teaching in the studio. Squeeze your buttocks. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Biggest muscle in the body. Squeeze. Now squeeze your legs. Squeeze. Now make fists. Squeeze, squeeze. Now hold your abs tight. Now squeeze your face. Now hold your breath. Hold on. Let go, exhale. Let go of every muscle you just squeezed. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Now you can really sink and marinate. Healthy spine makes such a difference in our overall well-being, our mobility, and essence of feeling great. We're going to twist the spine, right? We want to do that. And so very slowly, bring your knees into your chest. Reach up over the shins. Keep your head on the mat. And a little rock side to side. And when you're ready, let your knees fall off to the right. And if you need to place a block in between your knees, or paper towels, or blanket, or maybe you want to set a blanket or a bolster outside. Maybe your knees want to come down to the earth just fine. You can open your arms out to a nice wide T shape. You can wrap up in a blanket if you need to. Most of you guys are probably laughing at that concept because it's hot. I'm going to wrap up in a blanket just because I'm in the cellar. And you guys know I like to stay warm. And we'll be in this position, a simple, yummy recline twist for about 3 minutes each side. So perhaps you can lose your mind completely. That would be awesome. And maybe you have the flexibility now in the neck that you're looking over your left shoulder. Use your breath here to relax deeper into the pose. Deep and slow. Inhale, 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 and pause, and pause. Exhale, empty the lungs. Empty all the way, all the way, all the way, empty. Pause. And inhale. Just recover your own natural rhythm of breath. Notice if it didn't just deepen just from that awareness.
surrender into this easy, very beneficial reclined twist of the spine, kind of wringing out the bones, wringing out the ligaments, supplying fresh blood, fresh oxygen, really rejuvenating the spine. Such a great pose, you guys. And when you're ready, switch sides. If you want to pause in the middle and rock and roll, great. Or just switch sides. Let your knees come over to the left, supporting. Maybe there's a block in between the knees or something outside that left thigh. Open your wings to a nice wide T shape. Relax the chest and the armpits. And maybe you're going to be looking over your right shoulder. Yeah. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. In this 3 minutes, explore the opening in your heart. You've been in the practice for a long time. You've softened, you've marinated. Now tap into one of the deepest centers in your body, the center of the heart. And just feel. And roll onto your back. And pull your knees in. Take each knee into each hand. Yeah, there you go. And circle your knees around. Clockwise, counterclockwise, getting a massage. Yeah, this should feel really good, especially after the recline twist. And soften the muscles around the eyes, soften the jaw. And this spacey, deep peace is why you roll out the mat. Recover the nervous system, restore, refill the well if you're running dry on patience or courage. And I want us to curl up, you guys, on your left side. Have your blanket or perhaps bolster out in front of you. This is a restorative pose. Stretch your left arm out long. Yeah, and you can use that bicep. And then have your bolster or blanket out in front of you. I want you to take your right leg up and over. Yeah. So it's like a fetal position. And I want you to rest here, knee up, and just relax. Yeah, this is a wonderful pose to restore the body. On your left side, yin side, feel the support, the ease and the calm. And just consider, you guys, just for a moment, what a skeleton looks like, right? On Halloween, we see them on people's front porches. From the tailbone, all the way, so many bones moving up the spine, all the way to the neck, all the way to the brain stem, you guys. And today we twisted, and we flexed, and we extended. We really got a really nice all over spinal release, spinal health. Good job. And now we're going to lay on the spine. So just curl right over onto your back. And get comfortable. And maybe that is a bolster or a big blanket underneath your knees, right? Especially if you have any lower back pain. I'm going to turn out the light so it's going to get really dark. You guys are at home. I can't say enough about the Shavasana. It is simply the most important thing that you guys can do for yourself now and always. So it's about, perfect. It's 10 minutes. So disappear, lose your mind, as Greg says, and I'll call you back when it's time.
place, excuse me, place one hand over your belly, right above the navel. And place your other hand over your heart. Connecting these two vital centers in the body. The solar plexus, where your power, confidence lies. Your heart, forgiveness, compassion, self-love, love of others. And just connect and notice there's a sweetness. Beautiful. Tenderly roll off onto your left side, fetal position. Keep your eyes closed. Enjoy this time, simplicity, tenderness. Such appreciation for rolling out your mat, taking good care of yourself. Cause for celebration, right? Slowly, slowly find your way to a very comfortable seat. Take your time. Keep your eyes closed. Find a seat that is suitable and comfortable for you. Yeah. And then feel your spine. Sit up tall, purposeful. Beautiful. So nice, you guys. Gather your palms together in front of the heart center, bowing to your sadhana, to your practice. Honoring your well-being, your choice to roll out the mat today with me. And go placidly amid the noise, amid the haste, remembering what peace there is in silence. Namaste. Thank you, guys.